Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope you had a great weekend overall, man. I'm back at y'all with some more boxing talk. About to be giving you guys my live fight commentary and post-fight reaction to David Benavidez versus Zurdo Ramirez. The fight is just about to kick off, man. So if y'all just getting into the building, kick them feet back. If you drink, get you a little nice little drinky drink. If you smoke, roll up, whatever the case is. Because I got a feeling we're gonna have a hell of a fight tonight, man. So shout out to the nation. Shout out to the mob. We in here as always. From my perspective, it looks like Zurdo Ramirez is making his way to the ring. David Benavidez has already made his way into the ring. So the fight is on, is lit, is popping. Had a pretty solid card overall, man. PBC definitely did their thing with these matchups. I heard the fights prior to the ones that I watched were, lit as well. But I started off with watching Oscar Duarte versus Angel Fierro. That was a great fight. I enjoyed that one, seeing Oscar Duarte get hurt, seeing Fierro get hurt. They had a back and forth. A lot of people felt like it should have went the other way, but nonetheless, Oscar Duarte got the victory. I told y'all the fight that might actually end up still in the show was Jaime Munguia versus Armando Resendiz. Felt like Armando Resendiz could have did more, but I do think that the size played a part on Jaime Munguia's favor, and I think the punch output and the punching power may have, disturbed Armando Resendiz a little bit, and it made him a little bit gun shy. So, Jaime Munguia is the new WBA super middleweight champion of the world. I'm not going to congratulate him. I don't support him whatsoever. But one thing I am going to say is just make sure you pass your drug test. That's all I really got to say with all of that. You feel what I'm saying? But shout out to the boy Agent 86 in the building. What up? Chris Maldonado in the building. What up, man? Y'all go ahead and hit the likes as soon as y'all come in, man. They're doing the ring introductions now. See Malik Scott holding up Zurdo Ramirez's belt. See David Benavidez looks locked in, ready to go. I was watching David Benavidez do that pad work, and he looked very fast. You know what I mean? As always. But definitely sound like he got some pop on his punches as well. I am pretty nervous for David Benavidez overall in this fight because this is a hell of a move up, and the size difference between the two when they got on scales look very it standed out a lot in my opinion. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know how much weight David Benavidez put on. To rehydrate, probably in the low 200s somewhere. But regardless, man, I doubt he rehydrated too much. He came in very underweight, which lets me know that the weight was just falling off of him. Zurdo looked like, he made 200 on the dot. So it looked like it was a little bit more of a sacrifice for Zurdo to make the weight as opposed to David Benavidez, who said that he's been in camp for 5 fucking months, almost a half a year straight of training. So, you know what I mean? I am a little bit concerned for David in that aspect, man. I've seen him, take some shots at 175 that he didn't really like too much. David Morrell hurt him. I've seen Anthony Yarde stun him at one point during the fight as well. So he was able to take those punches and continue moving forward and show resiliency. But this is a different weight class, different size guys, bigger punching power, better punch resistance. How is David Benavidez going to truly perform at the cruiserweight limit when this is his first fight at the cruiserweight limit against a unified champion who's been at the weight for a while and looks very comfortable at the weight? So this is going to be very interesting to see, man. I feel like David Benavidez is going to pull it off, but I don't think this is going to be an easy fight at all. Benavidez might go through some things in this fight that he hasn't went through in his career, so we'll see. He's very tough. The question mark around this is the conditioning for me. You know what I mean? David Benavidez has always had superb conditioning, but it's a different type of conditioning you need to have when you're putting on an additional 25 pounds. And you got somebody who's a lot bigger than you, pressuring you with small gloves and no headgear. It's a different type of scenario. It's a different type of situation. So we're about to see exactly what David really built like. If he's special how we think he is, he gonna go ahead and he gonna step on Zurdo. If not, then there's weight classes for a reason, and he could go back to 175 and continue to do his thing down there. But will he have, let's say David were to come up short in this fight, will he still be that confident, person that he will be going back down into 75. Because taking your first loss in the professionals can be a confidence breaker. So we'll see. I've always looked at David Benavidez as being extremely resilient, mentally tough. You know what I'm saying? But I think David's going to be put to the test today, y'all. I really do. And David, he's putting a lot of stock into the sparring sessions that they've had in the past. But to be real, that was 5 years ago, bro. That was 5 years ago. A lot of things can change in 5 years. Guys could get significantly better in 5 years, So we'll see, man. Zurdo looks slow, to be honest, in comparison to David, but he does look very much strong. And he definitely rehydrated since weighing in at 200 pounds. You could tell. So we'll see. Probably every bit of 215, 210, 215 right now for Ramirez. So this is a bona fide heavyweight he in the ring with right now. Whereas Benavidez is probably a small cruiserweight right now. So we'll see. Referee's giving the instructions right now. That bell is about to ring. For those of y'all who are in the building, please leave y'all predictions in the comments. Who y'all got, how you got them winning, man. If y'all got a knockout, try to predict the round, man. Let's see what it is, man. The fight is about to be on. It's lit. It's popping. I'm excited. Very nervous for one of my favorite fighters, David Benavidez. But this is what happens when you take on big challenges, when you take on big fights. Definitely going to feel nervous. So the bell's about to ring. And we about to have ourselves a hell of a fight. It is the start of the first round. See Zurdo Ramirez sizing up David Benavidez. Benavidez is getting that jab off almost immediately. And you seeing the speed in the very beginning with David Benavidez. Zurdo staying nice and relaxed. I mean, he's popping his jab as well. And for what I was hearing with Zurdo's team, they feel like Zurdo's jab is going to be the key to part of the keys to their victories. To their victory against David Benavidez. They feel like that southpaw jab is going to have an effect on David. We'll see. I've never really known Zurdo for having like this jab that could change the entire trajectory of a fight. But, this is boxing and anything can happen. I'm seeing David Benavidez circle to his left. I don't know if he's trying to take away, Zurdo's left hand. I don't know exactly what the purpose is behind all of that. But Benavidez, this is definitely a fill-out round thus far. But Benavidez looks very fast from a hand speed perspective. Man, the size difference is very real in my opinion. Ooh, that was a beautiful right hand from David Benavidez. That hit Zurdo right on the chin, but he took the shot pretty well. Okay. Zurdo just placed the left hand to the body. Good fucking jab from David. Holy shit, that jab is fast as fuck. He said, I knew Benavidez would be too fast. Technique pimp. The fight just started, brother. Let the fight breathe a little bit, champ. But the size, you are right, though. The speed is drastically different between the two. I'm going to say that. Don't fucking jabs that Benavidez just popped were very fast, and Zurdo did not see them at all. So Zurdo definitely going to have to adjust his eyes very quick to Benavidez's speed. Because if not, ooh, beautiful 1-2 from Benavidez again. And Zurdo didn't like that because now he's firing off some big shots on Benavidez. But Benavidez is super fucking fast, man. This shit is crazy. That was the second 1-2 he dropped on Zurdo that he did not see at all. You don't want to get hit with some shots you don't see, man. But Zurdo, he's responding. He's letting you know, like, I'm here and you ain't about to just be getting this off on me. So, he's trying his best. You feel what I mean? But Benavidez's speed is looking sickening right now. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. That 1-2 he dropped on Zurdo, it shook him up a little bit. There, I'm not going to say it hurt him, but it definitely was like a oh shit moment. Good first round for David Benavidez, man. I thought he definitely got the cleaner, more effective shots off in that round. Zurdo was definitely there. I mean, he let his presence be known. He landed some little cool body shots and shit like that. But David Benavidez' speed definitely was the standout moment in that round. So I got Benavidez up 1-0 right now. Definitely was a warm-up round. Wasn't anything too crazy. It's not necessarily a full-on shootout just yet. But David Benavidez definitely did his thing that round. Now, if the speed, if he continues to let them shots off like that and Zurdo can't see these punches, it's going to be a long night for Zurdo, man. Zurdo's team is telling him to use his feet. Why? Not really too sure. That was a beautiful fucking combination. Jesus Christ. Benavidez, for his size, for him to have that type of speed, like I know welterweights that don't have that type of hand speed, bro. Super welterweights, middleweights, guys who are significantly smaller than Benavidez that you would think would be faster than him don't have faster hands than him. So that's a special ability that Benavidez has, bro. That'll always be a problem for any of his opponents because they're not used to seeing that shit. Even if they have fast hands themselves, they're not accustomed to seeing speed like that in front of them. Good jab from David. Zurdo needs to be a bit more aggressive. I know we're still early in the fight and a lot of things can happen within these next few rounds. But Zurdo being at range, I don't really see that being the key to victory. I don't see him outboxing David just because of and that was just a lead right hand that. So he threw a shot so fast off of the backhand, Zurdo didn't see it, and he still landed it flush. That's if you're throwing shots from the backhand, if you're leading with that right hand and still landing it without the use of a jab, this may be a situation where this shit might become target practice, y'all. But Zurdo definitely needs to impose his size in this fight, in my opinion. I think he needs to bring the fight to David and try to wear him out. So when he gets to them later rounds, he could feel some, signs, he could feel the effects of fatigue, and that'll give Zurdo more opportunities to land his big shots. Ooh, that was a big left hand from Zurdo. Kind of grazed Benavidez a little bit. Ooh, they on the inside working. Benavidez landing some good shots, though. The speed is what's catching the eye more than anything, man. So, if you're a judge, you're probably going to catch David Benavidez shots. You're going to find David Benavidez shots to be more, effective than Zurdo's, who seems to be a bit lethargic. I ain't going to lie to you. I don't know if Zurdo's always been this slow, but, Benavidez landing some good body shots, good left hook over the top. But Zurdo's working. Zurdo's pushing David against the ropes. That's exactly what he needs to do to put himself in the best position to win. I'm not going to lie. I think those corner instructions was terrible from Zurdo's team. Telling him to use his feet, attempt to outbox David. No, that's not what's going to get the job done. What's going to get the job done is imposing yourself, being a bigger guy. Ooh, looked like he hurt Zurdo with that combination. Ooh-wee. Oh my God, David's getting some clean ass punches off. That was a beautiful ending of the round for David Benavidez, man. I got a 2-0 David. If David's conditioning holds up, if his speed holds up, if his punch resistance holds up, man, we're going to see an ass whooping today, man. We're going to see an ass whooping today. Zurdo has to go to that body, man. He has to push David against them ropes. You got to make him feel uncomfortable, lean on him. Tyson Fury, Steve Cunningham type of approach. You got to make this shit dirty. You feel what I'm saying? If you don't, and you allow Benavidez to be himself, he's going to light you up, man. That's what he gets into. That's what he finds. That's what he finds pleasure in doing. You don't want to be in that situation. You need to break David down so when we get to the mid to late rounds, you have something to work with. You want to have a fatigued David in front of you. You do not want to have a comfortable, fresh David in front of you, because That's a death wish. That's a suicide mission. I ain't even gonna lie to you, yo. But shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. I hope you guys appreciating this commentary. And if you do, please hit the like button. We are now in the third round, and I gave David Benavidez the first 2 rounds clear, in my opinion. If y'all thinking anything else, please let me know. Please do not allow these bots to spam the chat because we're not doing that, y'all. David Benavidez, he's marching forward. Zurdo's attempting to circle around him, and you know I see him boxing, and it looks like Zurdo's doing some good stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm seeing him attempt to box David, and I don't think that's ideal. I'm not gonna lie. Now Benavidez is switching to southpaw, something I didn't expect, and he's still landing clean, effective shots on Zurdo Ramirez. Now he's switching back to orthodox. He's letting a combination go. Beautiful uppercut left hook from David Benavidez. Zurdo is popping his jab. He's trying to keep, Benavidez at the end of his punches, but Benavidez is letting off an onslaught of offense. And according to the total power punch stats through 3 rounds, David Benavidez is landing 62% of his power punches. And according to HBO back in the day, if you landed anywhere near 50%, the fight usually ended in a knockout, y'all. Beautiful accuracy from David Benavidez, man. And if he continues to do this throughout the duration of this fight, somebody's going to be battered, bruised, beat up. Fast hands again from David Benavidez, man. It's amazing seeing this, man. I'm not going to lie to you. Those blistering combinations is nothing to fuck around with. But Zurdo, slow, taking his time, no real urgency. I don't really understand the approach, to be honest with you. All you're doing by going on the back foot is making David Benavidez more effective because he's most effective when he's on the front foot. So I don't really understand this approach. You got to understand that David Benavidez has been in front of guys who've been back foot heavy throughout his career. And yes, it hasn't been at cruiserweight, but nonetheless, he's faced those type of guys. Look, and he's lighting Zurdo the fuck up right now. Holy shit. He is lighting Zurdo up, and this shit is looking easy. There's no way, bro. There's no way he about to whoop Zurdo ass this easy. But Zurdo's pushing him back. Zurdo's pushing him back. That's a good sign from Zurdo. But, yo, Benavidez, this is a shootout, y'all. This is a shootout. He's fucking Zurdo up. Yo, he fucking Zurdo up. Oh, my God. This nigga is surgical with them fucking combinations, bro. I was trying to keep it professional and not curse, but holy shit. He's fucking wilding. I forgot what I was talking about. Shit. Mike Tyson in the building looking high out his mind. He on that good shit right now. Hey, listen, immortality. That hand speed really didn't go anywhere, Anonymous. But maybe it's because he devoted himself to a fucking 5-month training camp that makes sure that everything was up to par. His conditioning, his hand speed, his combinations. Maybe that's why, man. God damn. We going into, what's this, round 4? I haven't gave Zurdo a single round yet. Not saying that, no disrespect to Zurdo or anything like that, but I feel like these rounds have been scored, have been pretty clear thus far. Like I said, we need to see Zurdo actually be aggressive in this fight. He needs to have a sense of urgency. He needs to push Benavidez on the back foot if he wants success. It really is that simple. It's not so simple executing that game plan, but the approach is pretty simple. Now, if Zurdo, with this Malik Scott type of game plan, feels like he could go ahead and attempt to outbox Benavidez, he's going to have a long night, man. He's going to have a long night, I'm telling you. Or it might be a short night. I don't know. I don't know how it's going so far, but, that last round, he hit Zurdo with like 3 6-piece combinations back to back to back. And now we boxing from the outside, and Benavidez is getting off a very accurate jab. So the question is, you getting hit with the jab from the outside. You getting lit up on the you getting lit up at close range. What are you gonna do to make this adjustment to break David Benavidez down? You have to take this away from him. You have to take away the combination. You need to take away the conditioning. How are you gonna be able to do so? You have to make this a very physical fight. You got to make this a physical fight, man. Good body shot from Zurdo. But one, every other round, it's not gonna do it. So he has to pick up the combinations, needs to be more physical, needs to be more aggressive overall, man. This relaxed, slow paced style from Zurdo is not gonna do it. That was a beautiful right hook from Benavidez. Every time Benavidez lets his hands go, he's hitting his mark. Ooh. Ooh. Benavidez backed up like he hurt his hand or something. I hope that's not the case. Ooh. Ooh. Good shot from David. Ooh. 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 Oh, it looked like that hurt Zurdo. That hurt Zurdo. That hurt him. Ooh. Ooh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. You not hurt this early. You not. Ooh. Ooh. That nigga hurt. That nigga hurt. Ooh. Oh, 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 he dogging him. Oh, he dogging him. Dogging him. Oh, oh, oh my God. Oh my God. This nigga, oh, he said, get your ass up, Zurdo. Stop playing, bro. Ain't no way. Yo, he broke his nose. He broke his nose. He broke his nose. You about to go out like a hoe? Ooh, that bell rung, champ. That bell rung, champ. Hold on now. Oh my God. He just broke Zurdo up, bro. I'm telling you, that speed is different. That speed is different, bro. He don't see the punches. If you don't see the punches, fatality. Shit is over, bro. I'm telling you. Benavidez need to keep, he need to stay composed, settle down just a little bit, work behind the jab. Whenever that opportunity presents itself, get right back in the mix. Keep firing off them combinations, man. Yo, he cannot see these punches. This shit might be over, dog. He might just stop him. He might just stop him. Oh, that doctor looking. That's concerning. If they looking in the fourth round, you still got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You still got 8 rounds to work, cuz. That's not a good sign. Okay, but I think Zurdo understands his crunch time. I think he understands his crunch time, y'all. Gotta step on it. Gotta work. Oh my God. Yo, but the Benavidez team said that they was gonna stop him. They said they was gonna stop him. Now, can you do it? We'll see. Oh man, that was crazy. I can't believe he did that to him like that early. I was expecting that to be late. Oh, they getting into it. They getting into it. They getting into it. This looked just like the sparring sessions, though. I ain't gonna lie, where he just looked a bit faster, but he looked faster. Zurdo was punching, but his punches Benavidez punches looked a lot cleaner. Yeah, what was that shit? I mean, it's too early to talk about it right now, but ooh, that was a good body shot from David. Oh yeah, I think Zurdo realized, yo, this boxing shit, that Malik Scott game plan ain't working. That Malik Scott game plan not working. I'm telling you. Oscar in the back with a straight face. Yeah, he was talking shit about David, talking about David ain't got no chin and all this crazy shit. Listen, man, you gotta watch what you say, man. Motherfuckers use that for fuel to really prove something to you. So you gotta be careful, man. You gotta watch your words. I know he a promoter. He just backing his guy. getting into a little psychological warfare. I understand that. Ooh, nice right hand from David. David slowed down the pace a little bit. Ooh, that rocked Zurdo. That rocked Zurdo too. That was a beautiful 2-3. But David slowed down a little bit, maybe because he, pacing himself or whatever the case is. Zurdo landed some good shots on David. But Zurdo's face already looked busted up. Yeah, Zurdo having a good round. Ooh, good left hook. I ain't gonna lie though, Benavidez look like he resting a little bit. This the 5th round. This is what I was questioning, the conditioning. We'll see exactly where his conditioning at, but look like Zurdo got some real bad swelling on the top of that right eye where the eyebrow is at. Kind of look like a hematoma. So they definitely gonna take a look at that. So if you're coming off of a knockdown and now you got a hematoma on your head, the doctors are definitely gonna look at you very closely. So that was the end of the 5th round for David. They touched gloves after the round. I'm not a huge fan of that, but it is what it is. That's their prerogative. But yeah, Zurdo got a nosebleed. Look like the top of his eye is swollen on that right eye. Who is Zurdo's coach? Who's the one leading this corner? This Asian dude. This was Zurdo's best round thus far. I don't know if he won the round, but Zurdo Benavidez is nasty, bro. His defense is underrated. His everybody know his offense like that, but his defense is underrated. I just seen that motherfucker shoot a combination. He fucking rolled with his shoulder, then came back with a combination and landed both shots. Benavidez is a nasty motherfucker, boy. So let's see what happens in this 6th round, because Benavidez did throw a lot of punches. He already landed 113 punches in 6 rounds. So, power punches. We're not even getting into jabs. Good jab. So things are slowing down right now. Now they just picking 1-2 shots at a time. Benavidez playing the counterpuncher role right now, using that high guard. Ramirez is trying to find his way on the inside. David using his head movement. Some good things going on in this round so far. Benavidez keeps going to that southpaw stance. I'm wondering why. I've seen him do it before. This is the most I've seen him do it, and I wasn't expecting him to do that against a southpaw himself. So I wonder what's the intention behind that. Is he just comfortable, going to that stance now? Is it to set up a certain punch? Ooh, beautiful body shots. Good uppercut. Oh my God. That was a big shot from Benavidez, man. Good uppercut. Yo, he's hitting Zurdo with everything, bro. Everything. That right eye is getting even worse, y'all. Man, y'all talking too fast in this fucking group chat. What you mean, bro? Yo, stop, man. If I don't say it, don't fucking tell me. Fuck you mean Zurdo went down again? Zurdo quit. Oh my God. Y'all talking too much. What you mean? What you mean he quit? Chat, what is you talking about? He quit. He probably broke his orbital bone. Oh, he took a knee. Yo, Benavidez a bad motherfucker, bro. That orbital bone is broken. He broke his orbital. That's a bad motherfucker, boy. Yo, David is a fucking animal. Nigga, he's a fucking killer, bro. I'm trying to tell you niggas, bro. Woo! Woo, 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 woo. Man, he ain't have to do Zurdo like that, dog. Holy shit. Woo. Yo, this nigga's an animal, bro. Bro, yo, listen. Canelo, I understand. You feel what I'm saying? This is the first time in Mazuma. He broke his orbital really bad. No, that's not even the orbital. The orbital is down here. He broke something. Oh my God. I think he broke this nigga face. What's this top? It's for my people who know anatomy and all that. What's this up here? Damn. He broke that shit is broke because this nigga Zurdo's in a lot of pain right now. So something's fractured, something's broken. It was something that was so painful that he couldn't continue. So you know that was something real. And I ain't gonna lie, this might be Zurdo's last fight because he was already talking about that. He got 1 or 2 fights left and he done. Woo-wee. Yo, listen. Like I said, I don't know if Canelo was still in the crowd. Canelo, I understand. This is the first time. Yo, listen, for everybody that's in the building, this is a rare moment, y'all. This is a rare moment. How did Plant go 12 with him? Because he clinched. Because first of all, he clinched for his motherfucking life. Then on top of that, it was at 168. It looked like he hit him with an elbow. Was that an elbow? Was that an elbow he hit Zurdo with? It didn't look intentional, but ooh, yeah, he hit him with the elbow. He was throwing a punch and he hit him with the damn. But that's not where he's it didn't hit where he's pawing at. So it was a punch. But yo, check this out. This is the first time. Listen, everybody. This is the first time I'm gonna say this in Mazuma TV history. This probably be the last time I say this. Yo, Canelo, I forgive you for ducking David. I forgive you, brother. Because that little nigga is too much for you. He would stop you. He would stop you. He will beat shit down your leg. That'll be the first time that we ever see Canelo get stopped. I understand why you didn't want to fight him, and you'll never fight him. I understand. So when you're doing these interviews and they ask you 20 years later why you never fought Benavidez, just show him this fight. He broke Zurdo the fuck up. Ain't nobody ever do Zurdo like this. The only nigga that he lost to was Dimitri Bivol, and Dimitri Bivol fried him. But this was like malicious. Like, you got to understand, this was his homie. They friends, nigga. He beat this nigga ass like he top op. He whooped this nigga ass like, I'm not going to say that. That was wild. Like he hit his sister or something. This nigga Benavidez ain't nobody to be fucking with, bro. This nigga trained for 5 months straight to whoop on one nigga. Do you know how dangerous of a motherfucker? Do you know how focused and how nefarious you got to be as a fucking man to prepare for 5 months just to destroy one nigga? These niggas barely do 6-month training camps. This nigga's doing 20-week training camps just to fry you, nigga. Holy shit, this nigga Zurdo still touching his shit. He broke his face. Look, Benavidez, look at Oscar De La Hoya laughing in the background. Talking that shit about David not having no chin, and then he go and stop your man. What round was that? The 6th or the 7th? Pause there. Let me hear what David got to say. He moved up that pound for pound list today too, y'all. Round 6. Wow. This is Zurdo Toby. What? God damn. Holy shit. This nigga Zurdo ain't even stay for the interview. He said, man, I'll talk to y'all niggas later. Nigga, my head bumping right now. This nigga just broke my shit. God damn, look at that boy Zurdo face, man. Ooh. That nigga said that he had to do that to Zurdo, but it is what it is. Yo, this nigga Benavidez is a fucking like this nigga is a paid assassin. This nigga is the equalizer in the flesh. He said, I don't give a fuck who it is, can't nobody fuck with me. Now he popping his shit. Man, yo, Bivol, you gotta do something, bro. Bivol, you the boxing world's last hope. You gotta do something to this nigga David. Like he calling out Canelo. Now he putting that pressure on Canelo. Canelo ain't gonna say nothing to that boy. Canelo probably ain't even in the crowd no more. Ooh-wee. Ooh-hoo-hoo. Oh man. Oh man. Bro. So y'all want to hear this breakdown or what? Do y'all want to hear this breakdown or what? This shit was insane, y'all. Holy shit. Jai versus Benavidez needs to happen. Jai over at Zuffa. He holding that Zuffa belt right now. You know what I mean? He should have stood a free agent and held on to that IBF. Listen, man. Listen, man. Benavidez is the boxing world. Bivol is the boxing world's last hope to take care of this nigga. Can't nobody fuck with this nigga, bro. I'm sorry. Bro broke his orbital bone. So let me see exactly what the orbital bone is. I always thought it was the bottom part of the eye. So, based off of what I'm saying, he broke. It looked like, yeah, he definitely broke the orbital because it's also the top of the eye. So that's good to know. The supraorbital margin, he definitely broke that because that was what was sticking out. So that was what was poking out. That frontal bone. Definitely that frontal bone. Yeah. Yeah, he fucked him up bad, bro. That was crazy. God damn. All right, man. Listen, David Benavidez versus Zurdo Ramirez, man. I have some questions as to how the way Benavidez conditioning was going to hold up, how his punch resistance was going to hold up. Went in there with Zurdo Ramirez, and from the very beginning, there was a huge gap in hand speed. David Benavidez couldn't fucking miss tonight, man. The jabs, the 1-2s in the very beginning of the first round was already a red flag. Ironically, that was his nickname when he was coming up, El Bandera Roja. You feel what I'm saying? So that was a red flag off of the rip. You know what I mean? Because I seen that Zurdo Ramirez couldn't see his punches. So now Zurdo Ramirez is, attempting to box it from the outside. They telling him to use his feet, which I felt like was horrible instructions, to be honest with you. I felt like Zurdo should have made this more of an inside fight. You know what I mean? Use more combinations, get a little physical with Benavidez, tire him out so we could take away a bit of the output. You know what I mean? A bit of the, the combination punching, to wear away at his conditioning a little bit. But that wasn't what they chose to do. Zurdo was trying to box outside, trying to get his jab off real slow, real slow paced type of approach from Zurdo, and Benavidez was eating that up, man. Pause. Everything was fast. He was punching in combinations. Whenever Zurdo was trying to fight him at close range, Benavidez punches was just too sharp, too fast, too fucking accurate. And, Benavidez may not be the biggest puncher, but these bigger guys are not accustomed to seeing that type of speed. And if they can't brace for impact, then it's gonna definitely wear away at punch resistance. You feel what I'm saying? So I see Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. talking with David Benavidez. This is what I was saying in the group chat earlier. It's like David gets embraced by all of these legends. And the reason why, and you talking about, I see Juan Manuel Marquez putting respect on Benavidez's name, Chavez Sr., you see Mike Tyson, you see Roy Jones chilling in the back with him. You know what I mean? You see Andre Ward showing up to his gym and giving him some game. And the reason why, for real, and even Terrence Crawford put respect on David Benavidez's name. Real recognizes real, man. Real recognizes real, bro. They know what it is. They and they know that David Benavidez has every fucking capability of being a motherfucking legend. I think this just punched his ticket into the Hall of Fame, to be honest with you. You're talking about somebody who went from super middleweight and was the youngest super middleweight champion. He might be the youngest super middleweight champion in boxing history, from what I understand, because he was only like 20 when he won his first world title. You won the title multiple times. The only time you ever lost the belts was when he slipped. The positive cocaine test, you know what I'm saying? And he was out partying when he lost his uncle and shit like that. Then he comes back. He misses weight during the pandemic, which I felt like should have been forgiven, to be honest with you. I was in the PBC bubble during the pandemic. You couldn't really work out in a fucking small hotel room that you couldn't even control the heat in. So I gave Benavidez a pass for that as well. So then he goes up to light heavyweight, is looking for the smoke. He gets handed a belt. He doesn't feel truly vindicated with that, still chasing the Bivol fight to this day. He goes up in his first fight at fucking cruiserweight and goes up against a guy who's significantly bigger than him. He possibly be, a lot more stronger than him. A unified champion. This ain't no has-been. A unified champion at cruiserweight, and he stops him within 6 rounds when he hasn't even fucking acclimated to the weight class yet. And that's like the equivalent, 25 pounds between 75 and cruiserweight. Like, that's the equivalent of moving up like 2-3 weight classes. That's like the equivalent of moving up 2 to 3 weight classes when it comes to the smaller guys. Terrence Crawford ain't move up that high to fight Canelo. You feel what I'm saying? So, man, this was impressive as shit, man. I had Benavidez winning. I said that he was going to beat him up. But goddamn, I ain't expected to be as malicious as that was, man. I thought it was going to be like a systematic breakdown. Bro, that was easy work. That was easy work, man. Holy shit, bro. I can't believe what I just saw, man. This dude broke his fucking orbital bone with the speed, the blistering combinations. And those just wasn't no pity pat punches that he was throwing with that speed. They had some effect if they break a fucking orbital bone, man. It take a lot to break a bone with a punch, man. So, man, listen, he went up against the most accomplished present cruiserweight with no experience at that weight and absolutely dominated, bro. God damn. And for Zurdo, and I'm not saying that he's a quitter or anything like that. For him to take a knee like that and like be in pain throughout the entire course of that round, and even after the fight, still poking at that eye, he broke something. And I know people that broke orbital bones before, and they acted the same way. They said it's a different type of pain. And the one person I know that experienced that had a fractured orbital bone, so it wasn't even completely broken. And he said that was like one of the worst pains he ever felt. So maybe it was just too much for Zurdo to withstand. You feel what I'm saying? And if you continue to fight with a broken orbital, that could lead to you possibly being blind and all types of stuff like that. So, listen, he did what he felt like was in his best interest, and that was to no longer continue. Told that referee no, he wasn't following through anymore. And man, let's see what they're talking about on David Benavidez on social media right now. Let's see what they're talking about. Let's see what the comments is talking about first. My boy Lorenzo. Wait. Hold on. I see a bunch of comments. My fault, yo. I'm gonna put the link in the chat for anybody that want to come through and talk. They talk. You feel what I mean? No strangers, no weirdos. I mean, y'all be trying to get niggas' accounts taken down and all that. We ain't doing all of that. But the boy Marlon Greatness said nigga was landing 10 punch combinations. Yeah. That's unheard of for these bigger guys, man. I'm telling you. T said Benavidez would beat Jai and he would beat Beterbiev. Now, Bivol, that's the fight. That's the last hope. I swear to God, bro. That's the only motherfucker that could probably do something with Benavidez, and that's a probably. Because you let him tell it. He said he was fucking Bivol up in sparring, and that wasn't even that long ago. So, you know what I mean? We'll see. But Bivol is y'all last hope, man. If Bivol can't do nothing with Benavidez, bro, ain't nobody fucking with this dude, bro. The only person that's gonna get rid of him is either himself or Father Time. I'm telling you, them bigger dudes not fucking with him, man. My boy Mardo Taraji said, "What did the landscape look like for Benavidez? Because he could really wrap this shit up with like 3 fights. Can't nobody fuck with him." Well, the landscape obviously will, it would be now since he's a champion in 2 different weight classes. The landscape is 175 and cruiserweight. It depends on what he wants to do. It sounds like he wants to go back to 175. So the landscape will literally include Artur Beterbiev, if that's available, or Dimitri Bivol. You feel what I mean? Bivol, he's about to fight that Efert dude. You know what I mean? I don't know exactly when that's going to take place. So maybe Benavidez got to sit back and wait for that. If Beterbiev available and Benavidez want to come back ASAP, that's a fight that could possibly be made in September, maybe. You feel what I'm saying? That's a great fight. Either one of those fights are great fights because although Beterbiev is coming off of some inactivity, he's a bit older. He's coming off of a loss. He's still top 3 light heavyweights in the division right now. So I don't mind seeing that fight if it's available. If he's talking about being at cruiserweight, there's some good fights that he could make at cruiserweight. You know what I mean? If PBC and Zuffa Boxing are willing to work together, maybe we could see him versus Jai Opata. And based off how the way I've seen him look today, I don't know if Jai could do anything with him, man. I really don't. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Jai's definitely dangerous. He has some really, really devastating power. But, man, Benavidez, he brings a different type of trial to the ring for these bigger dudes, shit that they have never seen before. That speed is a killer, man. I'm telling you. And when you have speed like that amongst these bigger guys, that's power in itself. You know what I'm saying? Look what Jai said on Insta. All right, let me see. Let me see what Jai Opata said. Let's see what he said. Enjoy your victory, champ. See you soon. Okay, that's what Jai Opetaia had to say. He kept it short, sweet. You know what I'm saying? Well, we know David ain't no hoe. So I'm sure he'll fight Jai Opetaia without a single problem. But if that Bivol fight is there, get that Bivol fight, man. You know what I'm saying? My boy Anonymous said, I'm interested to see what Bivol looks like when he comes back. That's going to be a great fight. Yeah, he is coming off of like back surgery. So hopefully it wasn't a surgery where it may fuck with his mobility or his, fluidity and things like that. I would hate to see that, man, because your back is a very important thing to have in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Snake Revolver says Benavidez speed punches or cruiser are edgy. I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming that means like dangerous or something. I'm not sure. What do I think about Benavidez as a heavyweight? I think that's a bit of a stretch, to be honest with you, man. But you know what I mean? I thought cruiserweight was a stretch, but listen, man, he came into this cruiserweight fight at 196 pounds. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't look like he was in the best shape at 196. If you peep in that fifth round, he was actually, he actually slowed down to like check his pace a little bit. You know what I mean? I think heavyweight would be a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? I think Benavidez, 3 divisions, beautiful feet. You know what I mean? In terms, not literal feet, but feature. You know what I mean? That's a great thing to add to the resume, but there is such thing as doing too much. I think heavyweight is just a bit too much for David. You know what I mean? He's not a short guy by any means. He's not the smallest guy, but a heavyweight, that's a different type of situation. You know what I'm saying? If David was a bit more athletic, if he had like quicker feet and shit like that, I wouldn't mind it. But nah, I don't really like that. I don't really like that move up for him. But if it's the right fight, why not? But like, can you imagine Benavidez being in there with like a Daniel Dubois or a fucking like one of these big strong guys like a Martin Bacoli or something like that? That's a bit too much, to be honest with you. I like Benavidez where he's at right now. Light heavy, cruiserweight. To definitely get some shit popping there. You know what I mean? My boy Anonymous said them bigger dudes ain't got the mobility or reflexes for Benavidez. Zurdo looked like he didn't even know what was going at times. He couldn't see the punches, bro. He couldn't see them. Like, can you imagine being in the ring with somebody? Well, and mind you, you're a bigger guy, so you're used to seeing slower punches, you know what I mean? A slow pace type of fight. You know what I mean? Because the bigger these guys are, the slower they fight usually, right? Because their gas take isn't as good as the smaller guys. Can you imagine being in there with a guy who has speed like a fucking welterweight? Combinations, everything Benavidez do is like a smaller person. Could you imagine giving somebody that's 200 pounds speed, reflexes, and combinations like a fucking welterweight, but having the same pop as somebody like you at cruiser or light heavy? That's something that a lot of people not gonna overcome. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Like, a lot of people not dealing with that type of stuff. And on top of that, Benavidez gives you great finishing ability. He gives you combination. He's giving you combination after combination after combination, top tier conditioning. Somebody with hella work ethic, so he don't leave any stones unturned, bro. Like, this dude is a different fucking animal, bro. He's a different type of animal. Like, that's not something. For those bigger guys, like, you're not going to find nobody that's going to emulate Benavidez in the ring and be his same size. You're not seeing that. Who at 168, 175 is emulating what David Benavidez does in the ring? 68, 75 cruiser. Ain't none of them doing. You're going to have some guys that have some speed. You know what I mean? You're going to have some guys that, have combinations that have good conditioning, but not the full package like David, bro. Even from the outside, he was being effective with his jab. And I was telling y'all, David got one of the most underrated jabs in the sport of boxing. And I told y'all, when they said that he landed 62, 65% of his power punches going into the third round? I said, bro, HBO always said this statement where if a fighter's landing around 50% of his punches, it usually led to a knockout. His punches was too fucking clean. They were too fucking fast, and Zurdo cannot see them. What do you get hurt with? The shots you don't see. And there was a bunch of shots tonight he did not see, and it broke him up. And his body couldn't even deal with the power that was coming his way. And not only was David Benavidez showcasing speed, but he turning them bitches over too. He putting bad intentions on the punches. And that's his homie. That's what I want y'all to understand. Like, that's his friend that he did that to. You feel what I'm saying? That was his homie. My boy Anonymous said, hey, I know people high on Benny right now, but you're not just going to land 10-punch combos on Bivol right out the gate like Zurdo. And Bivol also cooked Zurdo bad too. It's a much different fight if Bivol's the same. It is, yeah, definitely. That's why I made it clear from the very beginning. Of course, you already know how it goes. Styles make fights. You know, Bivol is very fluid. He got good in and out movement. He got solid boxing ability. He's very intelligent, good footwork. It's a different, totally different fight. Totally different fight. Bivol's a lot faster. You know what I mean? He's a much better fighter than Zurdo. No disrespect to Zurdo, but come on, man. Like, Bivol beat you. So it's like, I guess, you know, he's the better fighter. You feel what I'm saying? So Benavidez is going to have to take a totally different approach. It's going to be a lot more difficult for him to figure out. You know what I mean? That's just the truth. You feel me? So it's going to be a totally different game plan. It's going to require more things out of Benavidez. It's going to be much more frustrating to deal with. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to keep it real. Like, Zurdo looked like he was easy work. He looked like he was easy work, man. Like, yeah, he landed some shots on Benavidez, but nothing where, you know, we was concerned that, you know, Benavidez would be out on his feet or, you know, he was getting hurt. You know, you had one side, you had one good round, and that was okay. I don't even know if you won that round, to be honest. But, you know, it was, look, man. Look, Bivol gonna need to come do something, man, because if Bivol can't do anything with Benavidez, man, listen, motherfuckers is in trouble, bro. Yeah, Bethaniel says, I like the optimism from Ja, but he's at Zuffa, and David said he'll go back down. Ja is in between a rock and a hard place. Oh, definitely. Definitely. Ja fucked himself over with that Zuffa deal, man. His only bargaining power, like his only thing that put him in position to possibly get a big fight was that IBF cruiserweight title, man. And he fumbled it as soon as he signed with Zuffa. He probably did it out of desperation because, you know, he wanted to get a big fight so bad, but they ended up stripping him, man. So, yeah, you got a new deal. Yeah, they probably going to keep you active. Yeah, you're going to have your Zuffa belt, but you took that money, you took that deal, but this is an instance, in my opinion, where not all money is good money, and you may have fucked yourself over because you don't have a title, people could look at you and be like, oh, well, I don't have to fight him. You know what I mean? Because he's not a champion. He need to go prove himself. He need to go fight somebody. He need to go get a belt first. We done heard that time and time again. I'm not saying David's one of those guys. Not at all. But you know what I mean, they could easily take that approach for him because Ja is not in a power position right now. You know what I mean? Do I think Beterbiev loses to Benavidez? Yes. Yes, I do. I've always said that. And listen, Beterbiev is up there in age. We're talking about inactivity now. And yes, he has devastating power. He has devastating power. But Benavidez, same qualities he brought into the Zurdo fight, you know, that jab, that hand speed, the combinations, the body work, I think he'll break Beterbiev the fuck up, man. And he got underrated defense. Did you see that combination he threw at Zurdo? Zurdo threw some shit. This motherfucker pulled, he rolled, and then came back with a 2-3 and bumped. Listen, man, that shit. Listen, Benavidez could fucking rumble, bro. He could fight. I mean, y'all look at him as just this comfort pressure fighter. He a little bit more than that. I'll tell y'all that shit right now. I think Zurdo understood that shit tonight too. Crazy, bro. Boxing always find a way to surprise a motherfucker. Don't it? You always expect, hey, but it always, for some reason, it always ends up being B. It rarely go how you think it's gonna go. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'll be visualizing the fight in its entirety. And it's like, all right, you know what I mean? It's something, if, you know, there be times where I'll be right, all right, the fight went exactly how I thought. But then it just be like, the way this should be ending at times, is like, this shit don't even be a scenario that plays out in my mind. It just always finds a way. Boxing always finds a way to shock me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Them slip counters was nasty. Absolutely. My boy Lorenzo said May 2nd, 2026 will be a day to remember in boxing for sure. Absolutely. My boy Naiwa Inoue stamped himself as the king of Japan and possibly pound for pound #1, beating Junto Nakatani, who a lot of people thought was going to dethrone Naiwa Inoue this morning. And Inoue showed y'all, man, that motherfucker going to find a way to win. Every time. Don't matter the weight class. It don't matter the style. Inoue always seems to have the tools to get the job done. Always able to make the right adjustments to get the fight to go his way. That's literally the definition of pound for pound. Regardless of what style you put in front of him, what weight class he's in, he gonna get the job done. Who's the fighter of the day? I think David got it, man. I think David got it. We gotta understand what he just did, bro. Like, what he did is not normal. I'm gonna keep it real. Like, a lot of people really avoid that move up between light, heavy, and cruiserweight because there's so much of a weight difference. You know what I'm saying? This man moved up. So he went from 175. Let's go by the actual weight that he was at, 196. And it was a 200-pound contest. So, you know what I mean? He came in from 175 to 196. He put on 21 pounds. He put on 21 pounds and whooped on a nigga who was literally a heavyweight tonight. You cannot look at Zurdo and tell me that he stood 200 pounds after that win. That man, Zurdo, looked like he was every bit of like 215, 210, 215, probably a little higher, maybe a little less. But goddamn, man. Benavidez and the fashion in which he did it too, man. The fashion. That's what made him the fighter of the night. The fashion in which he got the job done. I don't think motherfuckers expected him to pack him like that. This nigga's name is crazy. Bitchertson hoe ass chickens. Ooh-wee. This dude gonna say, I don't know why Ryan Garcia walked out with Benavidez. Shit pissed me off. Listen, man, they got a friendship. You feel me? David, one of my favorite fighters. You feel me? But I can't tell that nigga who and who not to be cool with. That's his prerogative. He a grown ass man. You feel me, dude? I fuck with Ryan. No, I don't like Ryan at all. But maybe he a cool motherfucker outside the ring. You feel me? And maybe Benavidez is just the type dude where it's like, you know what I mean? He a forgiving motherfucker, or maybe he just be minding his business. You know what I mean? Like, that experience ain't got nothing to do with me. But it'd be hard for me to be friends with a motherfucker who took part in something that I'm heavily against. Like, that's like the equivalent of, you know, I can't stand deadbeats, right? I cannot stand fathers who step away from their kids or don't care for their kids. You know what I'm saying? And I'm out here pushing that. Like, I'm letting that shit be known. Like, I don't fuck with deadbeats or none of that. But one of my homies is known for being a deadbeat, and I just keep him around me. David Benavidez has been heavily against performance enhancement drugs for a very long time. Remember in that David Morrell build-up? David Morrell was out here You know what I mean? Apparently, supposedly he was avoiding the drug testing, and David Benavidez was pressing him about it, and eventually Morrell was gonna, eventually he took part in it, but they was delaying it, and that shit was pissing Benavidez off because he was getting a little bit paranoid, like, yo, what the fuck is it? Is he cycling off? What the fuck going on? So I know for a fact David is heavily against performance enhancement use. So for you to be around somebody that has that literally on his record, I don't know, man. Maybe he's giving Ryan the benefit of the doubt. I don't know. But me personally, a predator always gonna be a predator. A thief always gonna be a thief. A hoe always gonna be a hoe. You feel me? So I don't know. It's hard for me to, you know, fall back off of that or look past that because that's like talking to that's like you having a conversation with a motherfucker who got a stain on their shirt, like a young bull stain, like got a ketchup stain on their shirt. You trying to look them in the eyes, but you just can't help but notice the ketchup stain on their shirt every time you look at them. That's how it will be. That's how it'll be for me looking at a nigga or being cool with a nigga when I know in the back of my head they took part of some shit that I'm heavily against. That's what I don't fuck with. This nigga Josue, Zurdo look giant in there because he was. That's a big motherfucking Mexican, bro. Zurdo a big motherfucker, bro. I'm surprised he made 68. Josue said Benavidez was chopping down a tree today slowly. Slowly? No, that shit was quick. That was quick. 6 rounds. That's quick work. For a championship level fight, if you get packed in 6 rounds, you ain't even make it midway through the fight. Yo, let's see what man, I ain't gonna. Now I would share my screen, but they like showing certain clips from the fight, and I'm not trying to get copyrighted, so no, we ain't gonna do that. Damn. Yo, Benavidez really hit Zurdo with an elbow though. It wasn't intentional, but he did. Yo, that might, I know the Mazuma TV Awards is a long time from now, but bro, Benavidez and Zurdo is definitely gonna be a candidate for ass whooping of the year, bro. You got Emmanuel Navarrete, Sugar Nunez. Well, we got a few. We got a few to keep it real, but that one, Zurdo and Benavidez, wee, that's up there. Josue says, "Yo, Mark, do you think Bam got any chance against Inoue?" He does. He does. Inoue is not a big dude. You know what I mean? Personally, I feel like he does a lot to maintain that 122 pound, weight. Benavidez, Bam is known for walking around a lot heavier than what he fights at. I heard he gets up to the 140s. Just what I heard. Doesn't necessarily mean that that's an advantage. Could be a disadvantage at a high level. Because guys like Andre Ward were like, I wish you would blow up and wait. I wish you would blow up and wait and then try to fight me. So, I mean, that could be looked at as a disadvantage. That could be looked at as a discipline problem. But regardless, Bam has great footwork. You know what I mean? He has great ring intelligence. He got a good jab. You know what I mean? But I do think Inoue is a bit too much for Bam. You feel what I'm saying? I just think that Inoue just got a lot of shit to deal with, man. The in and out movement, the quickness, you know what I mean? The athleticism, the speed, the accuracy, the power. Man, Bam could definitely give him some fits, but I don't think Inoue beats him, bro. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't think Bam beats Inoue. I don't. And that's coming from somebody who is a huge fan of Ben Rodriguez. Y'all know he one of my favorite fighters. Bam, Benavidez, and Boots. You already know what it is. But that is a tough style matchup. I'm not gonna lie to you. But if Bam is able to get that, if he's able to beat anyway, the sky's the limit for Bam, bro. Lorenzo said we got to make trophies for the awards, a golden belt for ass whooping of the year. And it's not like a championship belt neither. We talking about like a leather belt. Take a leather belt and paint that bitch gold and put the fighter name on there. Yes, sir. Marissa Alvarez, how we doing, Marissa? Let me know. How you feeling? Yeah, man. My homie Reed hit me up too. He was like, yo, bro, like I think Zurdo gonna win. I'm bugging. I'm like, bro, yes, you're bugging. Let me see exactly how the way the conversation went. My boy Reed hit me up. He said, what he said? Let me see what he said. He said, let me see. He said, gang, you think I'm wilding? I like Zurdo. I said, definitely risky fight, but I think Benavidez is gonna whoop him bad. He said, I feel you. I think Zurdo not gonna be bothered by the pressure though. And he could punch, right? I said, you don't have to be bothered. He gonna get lit up. Zurdo ain't busy enough, and Benavidez too quick for him. He said, I might be overthinking it. I said, you'll see. Boy, I'm good. But I didn't think it was gonna go that way, man. That's a bad motherfucker right there, boy. And I know when these fighters see this nigga fight, they gonna be like, shit. I know like they won't ever admit it publicly, but I know in their head, they be like, fuck this nigga. And all Benavidez is doing is getting better, more confident. Everything's well, Marissa. Thank you for asking. Josue said in the future, I hope we see Inoue versus Shushu at MSG. I feel like where Inoue at right now, niggas gonna have to see him in Japan, bro. That's just what it looked like, man. When you got 55,000 people at the Tokyo Dome, them higher ups, them businessmen, they not gonna want him to fight anywhere else but Tokyo, bro. So I feel like for anybody that has intentions on fighting Inoue and Inoue anytime soon, you're gonna have to go see that man, bro. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna have to take that trip to Tokyo. You're gonna have to beat that man. There's no reason for I feel like there's no reason for Inoue to come over here. Like he's been over here, obviously, but he don't need to be over here consistently. Like he don't got shit to prove to us. He already an accomplished motherfucker, decorated fighter, a star in his home country. He don't need to come over here. Wait, what happened? Agent 86? What happened? You just hit up Benavidez step pop. Oh, I didn't know he had a step pop. Man, tell his step pop I need an interview. Don't tell him now though. Yeah, let's see if this post fight interview is up. Let me see if they're doing a post fight. Man, he just beat the dog shit. He just beat the dog shit out of fucking Zurdo, bro. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Ooh-wee. They just how can they do that? How can Bleacher Report put the final round up between fucking Benavidez and Zurdo? How can Bleacher Report do that? Do they have just access to they have the rights? They could do that? It's crazy. Let me watch this shit, man. Zurdo doing the level changes. He jabbing it. It was too relaxed of a pace for me, man. Too relaxed. Thinking the jab just gonna get the job done, man. You need more than that to fuck with Benavidez, bro. That's what happens when you got Malik Scott in your corner, man. Should be bad, bro. If you got, listen, if you want a game plan, let me tell y'all something, man. Let me tell y'all something. If you want a game plan that will literally put you in the worst case scenario, hire Malik Scott, man. Hire Malik Scott. If boxing isn't your specialty, right? If outboxing motherfuckers is not your specialty, and you don't need it to beat a motherfucker, hire Malik Scott. He gonna make you an outboxer and have you lose every significant fight of your career. This nigga Malik Scott, and listen, Trick said Malik Scott is a boxing historian, though. Let me tell you something, bro. He may very well be. I never said that he was an idiot, that he didn't know boxing. I've never said that. Never said that. But just because you know boxing or you could recite the history of boxing doesn't mean that you could teach boxing. That's a difference. Let me tell y'all that one more time. Or my Dr. Umar shit, just repeating shit. Just because you know boxing, just because you understand boxing, don't mean that you could teach boxing. And y'all laughing and shit, but I'm dead serious. Like, this nigga, if you really want to lose, or you want to do the complete opposite of which, let me say this. If you want to have a game plan that's going to be tailored to do what you're not supposed to do, if you want a coach that's going to make you do the opposite of the obvious, hire Malik Scott. For instance, if you know that, let's say you're a pressure fighter, right? And you know the only way to beat this motherfucker is by pressuring him and letting your hands go and all that, just hire Malik Scott. He gonna turn you into an outboxer and get you shut out on the fucking scorecards, bro. Just, you know what I mean? If you want to experience something different, hire Malik Scott, bro. If you felt like you couldn't lose in your career, hire Malik Scott, bro. You think you a trash fighter? Hire Malik Scott. That nigga turns gold into shit. Terrible ass coach. Nigga had that. He had that nigga Wilder. That nigga had Wilder like this. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? The nigga had Wilder doing that. Nigga had Zurdo. While this nigga Benavidez. I'm like, man, get this nigga the fuck up out of here, bro. Fucking Asian bull. Zurdo, you gotta move your feet, Zurdo. You gotta move your feet, Zurdo. What feet, nigga? What feet? When the fuck we know Zurdo for having feet, nigga? Go watch his last fights and you tell me where his footwork at. You crazy, nigga? This nigga had Wilder looking like Eris Landy Lara. Had this nigga on his bicycle. I'm talking about, I'm seeing Wilder like this. I'm like, oh, he going away. Oh, shit, you can't get me. Nigga, oh, shit, nigga had Joseph Parker like, yeah, check me out. Yeah, what's up? Joseph Parker like, what the fuck? I'm chasing Wilder? Nigga had Julie Zhang like, what the fuck? I'm a bigger bang, and I'm gonna bang you. No Diddy. Nigga Malik Scott had Wilder doing a 360 in that jaw. I'm running right to a right hook. This nigga. I'm like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. That nigga Trick says 720 no scope. Yeah, I remember that when I used to play Call of Duty. Let me go live, bro. Nah, I don't know you, nigga. Nice try though. I did drop my link earlier. I'm gonna drop it again. But no, Dogface definitely not coming on here. Any nigga named Dogface not welcome on the live. Nathaniel said if Zurdo had a more competent team around him, he'll be much more dangerous. But instead, for some reason, he decided to hire Scotty Too Hottie. Wow. This nigga said Scotty Too Hottie. If you know who Scotty Too Hottie is, listen, man. You showing your age if you know who Scotty Too Hottie is. The worm. I don't know you, cuz I said I'm not bringing you on, brother. Get him up out of here. Wilder was throwing hammer punches too. And they was like, oh, he has Ezra Taylor. Malik Scott has Ezra Taylor. Y'all know who Ezra Taylor is? Nigga, no. I don't know fucking Ezra Taylor. But guess what? You know what I do know about Ezra Taylor? Nigga lost his last fight. No disrespect. No disrespect. Be like, yo, man, that boy Ezra Taylor, man. No, that boy Ezra Taylor, man. Yo, that nigga Ezra Taylor, man. Nah. Nigga said, bro, you whack. Shut the fuck up, nigga. Niggas just be trying to come on people live. Don't even know who the fuck you is. Yeah, I mean, Trick said if that's how friends in boxing fight, then we gotta see Shakur versus Keyshawn. I was gonna say something about that, but I said, let me not make this live about them. Let me focus on Benavidez. You feel what I'm saying? But man, if you beating on your friend like that, brother, woo-wee. I don't even want to know what you'll do to a nigga that you don't like. Well, we seen that too. Damn, I want to know if Canelo actually sat down and watched the fight, though. I wonder if he watched it. I want to see Benavidez and Canelo in the same room. That's what I want to see. Man, that shit would be entertaining as fuck. It said Canelo full sprinted out there, John. Yeah. It says Zurdo should retire. Bro, if you listen to his latest interviews, he said he only doing 1 or 2 more fights and he was done. That might be it right there, bro. That might have been his sign. Like, you know what? Let me fall the fuck back. I don't want to deal with this shit again. And those orbital injuries, they could be recurring too. That's what happened with Ugas. Ugas got his orbital bone broken against Errol Spence. He let it heal. He fell back for a little bit. Then he went and fought Barrios, broke it again. Nigga ain't been back since. So those injuries, they real tough to. And it's not like you could do any type of physical therapy for your orbital bone. The only thing you could do is either get it surgically repaired or just rest and just hope that shit don't break again if you continue boxing. You know what I mean? Margarito too. Yeah, Margarito, yep. Manny Pacquiao broke his orbital bone. He fell back for a little bit, fought Cotto, broke it again. That's what ruined his career. If you look at Margarito right now, his face never looked the same after that. You know what I'm saying? Canelo face look like mashed potatoes if he ever faced Benavidez. That's why I said, yo, for the first time in Zuma TV history, bro, I'm going to forgive Canelo for not fighting that man. Because can you imagine Canelo being as small as he is, walking to David Benavidez with a high guard, trying to walk into the ropes and try to put punches together on him? Can you imagine Benavidez? Can you imagine Canelo trying to box Benavidez at long range when he struggled with triple G jab? My God. Listen, bro. It don't matter what kind of fight that would have been. Benavidez would have fucked Canelo up. Canelo know it too. That's why he don't want to fight him. Because all around the board, he has no advantages. Canelo not going to fight a nigga if he feels like he has nothing to work with. He too old for that, y'all. He not about to be getting in there with motherfuckers that, you know, got the size advantage, got the speed advantage, got the conditioning advantage, got the youth. You know what I'm saying? Like, he not dealing with all of that. He just don't want to admit why he doesn't want to do that, but that's the reason. Yeah, Canelo know what it is. Canelo been in the games. He been pro since he was 15 years old, bro. One thing he know is the game. He knows what, and part of being successful and lasting long in the sport is knowing what you're capable of and what you're incapable of. He knows what he could deal with. He knows what he can't deal with. He can't deal with no David Benavidez, man. I don't give a fuck who says what about David or Canelo. Bro, Canelo cannot beat David. And I've been saying that shit for the longest. And people, oh, no, Canelo could beat him, bro. No, he can't. At 168, you think that he gonna have that motherfucking high guard, and you think he just gonna walk the Benavidez and, you know, walk you to the ropes and rip them body shots, and David gonna be okay with that? Shit. You walk the David Benavidez with a high guard, bro, he gonna fuck that high guard up. Did you watch that fight where he fought Romer Alexis Angulo, and Romer was trying to walk to him with that high guard? You just seen what Zurdo did? Zurdo try to use the high guard. He pulling the guard down, shooting over the guard. He throwing hooks around the guard, uppercuts inside, just to snap his head back while he's sitting in the guard. Bro, it's too much, man. It's too much for him. David be pulling motherfuckers' arm down. Loma used to do the same shit. Loma be in the middle of a combination. He swiped that shit down. Boom. I used to do that shit too. Yeah, I used to swipe both sides. I come over with my right hand, swipe your right hand down, come over with my left hook. Swipe your fucking left hand down with my left hand and come over with the right hand. You gotta know how to go around that high guard, bro. When a motherfucker got a high guard, shots are available. You just gotta find them. The body's open. If you come around the elbow, them hooks is open. If you come around the high guard, there's gonna be shots around the ear, which could throw off your equilibrium. You know what I mean? We got the jawline right here. Them little pressure points right there, that shit'll shut you down too. Temple shots. Because a lot of the times when motherfuckers got the high guard, they just right here with it. So motherfucker got a high guard and they just right here with it. Let me spin around. Look, I still got all this shit available. And it's not behind the head. Right here. Come around. Come around. If a motherfucker high guard ain't tight, right here, uppercut can come right in between. Boom. Same shit over here. Boom. And if a motherfucker got a long torso with short arms like me, the body right underneath the elbow. That's why I used to have to sit to catch them body shots. Because, you know, there's some motherfuckers like Erislandy Lara, right? Terrence Crawford, where they don't have to bend their knees to catch the body shots. You see how my shit is? Look, I still got all this available. Boom. But there's motherfuckers who, in their stance, their arms are so long, or their forearms are long, where they literally are protected and they don't even have to bend their knees. When I seen body shots, I literally had to sit, turn, sit. So many ways to punch through the high guard, man. Winky had the best high guard. Yeah, he definitely known for it. Josh Cotty had the most unbreakable high guard I ever seen. Bro, Pacquiao was trying so hard to break that high guard, bro. Insane. This nigga Justin said he gonna name his kid David. That's crazy. How did David's power look at 200? I don't think it was really much his power. I mean, obviously he got enough power to break a nigga orbital. So that's saying something. He ain't pillow punching. But it's really his speed, bro. You know what I mean? It's really his speed that's devastating. Like, if you can't see the punch, that's just as good as being a power puncher. You know what I mean? If you got very crazy hand speed and they can't see your punches, you're going to hurt these guys a lot of the time, bro. I had this amateur kid that I was working with for a while. He'll be coming back soon. But he couldn't punch for shit. I'm going to keep it real. Like, he was not a big puncher. But he was so fast. His hands were so fast that he always got 8 counts. He always 8 counted kids in the amateurs, bro. He'll throw some fast shit. They don't see it. Boom, boom, boom. And they be like, what the fuck? They be all rattled, shooken up by the punches. And the referee be like, oh, 1, 2, 3. Damn near stopped a few kids just off of speed alone. So speed kills, man. Speed, just if you ain't got power, but you got speed and you know how to put your combinations together off of the speed, you're gonna be straight. Because a lot of motherfuckers, they ain't got defense, they ain't got fast reflexes, they ain't got sharp eyes most of the time. So they bound to get hit with some of that shit. And if you could surprise them, you could hurt them. If you could hurt them, you could finish them. You could knock them out. You know what I'm saying? Benavidez, man. What he won? 2 world titles. He won 2 world titles at super middleweight. 3. So this man a 5-time world champion. He a 5-time world champion in 3 different divisions. You think David is faster than Jai? I think he's definitely faster than Jai. Hand speed wise, absolutely. The thing about Jai, especially in his last fight that I noticed, very predictable. Very predictable, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. It's crazy. Trying to see if this post-fight press conference is going to be up here or what. Ja already called David out before the fight. Ja got to do what he got to do to get himself in a better position to get these fights, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope he ain't one of them dudes who, I mean, motherfuckers calling Jaron Ennis or Demetrius Andre. Y'all better hope Jai Opatai ain't the next Demetrius Andre, because that's what it's looking like more than anything. I mean, Jaron getting opportunities. Look like KO Artist Sports is doing the post-fight press conference. I already finished up on it. But yeah, I'm gonna wait until the recording comes out. It's crazy that PBC ain't been doing no live streaming. What's up with PBC, bro? What's up with PBC? Because I seen that Errol Spence and Tim Tszyu had a fucking press conference, but the only reason why I saw it was because a YouTube channel that I'm subscribed to was there going live. So I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? The audio a little choppy on this live. Let me go tap in with Premier Boxing Champions YouTube. Hold on real quick, y'all. My fault, y'all. I had to check in on my son. But back to PBC, man. So let me check out PBC YouTube channel to get a clear, live stream. I go on there, bro. Ain't nowhere to be found. So now y'all niggas not recording y'all live streams? Like now y'all not recording y'all press conferences? Like y'all already giving us bullshit ass fights outside of this this card that we saw today. Y'all giving us bullshit fights. Y'all niggas ain't giving fighters guarantees no more. You know what I mean? Y'all with Amazon Prime and y'all, that shit is a complete downgrade from the Showtime deal y'all had. At least Showtime put in, work behind their production. Everything just looked cheap. You know what I mean? The bare minimum. Like, y'all niggas is not investing into y'all brand no more, and it's really telling. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, bro, is y'all niggas, is the money that dry over there? Y'all niggas got world level talent, but y'all budgets is on like local club promoter status, bro. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, y'all production ain't too far off from ours at Pivot Boxing Academy. I'm gonna keep it real. Like, we had like 4 different camera angles. We got commentary and all that. Like, y'all production is not too far off from ours, which is crazy because y'all got way more money than we do, or at least I think y'all do. Like, what the fuck? Like, why am I saying, what's that nigga name? Like Ben the Don or some shit like that. Being the host for press conferences. Why the fuck is Cameron, a nigga from Dipset? Like, why is he leading these press conferences? What the fuck is going on with PBC, bro? Like, trash, bro. Just straight up trash. PBC's downfall need to be studied, bro. No cap. No fucking cap, bro. And then when they is giving us like fights, they drop that shit like 6 months after. These niggas dropped the shit like 6 months after the fucking fight come out when we done forgot about the fucking fight already. And then, then they giving us highlight reels, but the highlight reels, the highlights that they giving us is only like 1 minute long when it was a 12-round fight. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is dumb, bro. This is fucking dumb. I don't know who running PBC's network, social media networks and shit like that, but y'all trash, bro. Y'all super trash. They just dropped a little interview from David, so let's tune into that. It's only like 3 minutes. So let's see.
Yeah. What you want us to remember about you, David?
Huh?
What you want us to remember about you?
Go here, get in front of me because you've been trying to get an interview, so I'll give you an interview. You want it? Just start from the top, bro.
So what you want us to remember about you? This is Marcus Hayes with Fight Hub TV.
Fuck, I just want to be that type of fighter that always took the biggest and craziest chances.
Looking for the post fight.
You know what I mean? It's all good. It's all good. You know what I mean? I'm just very happy with this, bro. I'm happy to continue to challenge myself. The harder the challenge, the harder I push myself. So at the end of the day, this is what I'm here for. I'm not here to take no easy rides and fuck. If you don't put yourself in those challenges and those moments of stress, you never know how good you can be or how great you can become. So wherever the hardest fight is at, that's where I want to be at. And I made that decision a long, long time ago. These moments are scary, but at the end of the day, it's what I'm made for.
Did you hear Mike Tyson's commentary during the matchup? What he said?
Nah, I did. I did.
Mike Tyson said that he wanted Zurdo to stop hitting on you, that he wanted you to stop letting him hit on you. But I talked to him after the fight, and he said, that you're a legend.
Yeah, no, I mean, at the end of the day, I was there because I didn't really feel nothing, bro. At the end of the day, I didn't feel no power. I felt I took every punch pretty well. So, I mean, thank you, brother. Thank you so much. So I'm just happy with this victory, bro. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, champ.
My brother.
So gracious to us all week.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir, bro.
You guys want to follow me? Vamos para allá.
Okay. Yeah, no. All right. Great.
Crazy. Nigga said he ain't felt none of Zurdo power. God damn. He said, damn, David, a real nigga. He took the interview. Yeah, it just seemed like David's in a good place right now. Like overall, man, like from an outside of the ring standpoint, inside the ring standpoint, it just seems like it's a lot of clarity and like peace on David Benavidez, and where like his sole mission is to just focus on boxing. Everything else, and you never know what people, maybe his life is chaotic, I don't know, but it just seems like everything is clicking with Benavidez, his mentality, his work ethic, his mindset. Well, I already said that. His mentality, his work ethic, his physical capabilities. Just seems like everything is clicking for David. So what we're seeing right now is that man in his prime. You feel what I'm saying? My boy Josue said David just became my new favorite fighter. See? That's how it happens, bro. David's the man. I'm trying to tell. I've been seeing that, bro. Once I seen his fight with Ronald Gavril, and I seen how dynamic of a fighter he was in that Porky Medina fight. I'm like, oh, this kid's different. Then I read up on him and I seen his background and what he been through and how he came up. Only had like 15 amateur fights. I'm like, all right, bro. Like this dude's different. And I was like, you know what? He got a fan. He got a fan in me, bro. Real shit. I mean, Lorenzo said there's dudes that get called the boogeyman of the division. Benavidez is the boogeyman of the sport. Damn. I'm still stuck on this nigga saying he ain't feel none of Zurdo power. As big as that motherfucker is, it's probably because his punch is so damn slow. Punch is so damn slow that, you know what I mean, he could see everything. So it wasn't shit affecting him. Crazy. Insane. Take me out the club. Take me out the trip. He was able to brace for it. Yeah. That might have been what it was, because Zurdo definitely landed some punches, but like I said, it didn't look like anything devastating or, game changing or whatever the case is. Man, that was insane, bro. I can't believe I'm still trying to get over what the fuck we just saw. That was an ass whooping and a half. David Benavidez's father just said he's not interested in Opetai's Zuffa belt. See what I mean? Not all money good money, man. Not all money good money. Wait. Great day of boxing, absolutely. Leave it in the ring. 512 says his punches look more like pushes, didn't have any pop on his punches. You have to be referring to Zurdo. Have to be. And if you're talking about Zurdo, it just looked like his punches were slow. That's what it looked like to me. His punches were slow. Didn't really like they had any type of acceleration on them. It was no explosiveness on Zurdo's part. He had a tough time keeping up with Benavidez, that's for sure. His lack of speed and the speed from David Benavidez, and that's what hurt him tonight. Not even his lack of speed. It was his lack of aggression, his lack of urgency, and his lack of physicality. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Dewey says, I had someone tell me Benavidez beats Bivol. I think Benavidez beats Bivol too. I've been saying that. He says, I disagree, but I honestly don't even want to see them fight. The fight I want to see is Benavidez versus Beterbiev. I wouldn't mind seeing that fight neither, but the fight at light heavyweight is Benavidez and Bivol, because it's literally for all the belts. So, you know what I mean? That's what I want to see. I want to see if Bivol has what it takes to beat Benavidez so he can be undisputed once again. I want to see if Benavidez has what it takes to become an undisputed champion at 175. You feel what I'm saying? So if Beterbiev and Benavidez happens, I wouldn't mind it, because like I said, although Artur is older, inactive and coming off of a loss, yeah, you know what I mean? We're not catching Beterbiev at the best time, but he's still a top light heavyweight. And if you can't get the number one guy, go for the number two guy. And that will be Beterbiev outside of Benavidez. So why not? But I've said on the record, I think Benavidez beats Bivol. I think Bivol gives him a tough fight, with the fluidity, you know what I mean, the in and out movement, a style that you're not really accustomed to seeing and shit like that. But I do think Benavidez pressure. I think his work rate, combination punches. I think he could overwhelm. I think he could overwhelm Bivol. I really do. I know sparring is different from the fights, but Benavidez is very confident based off of sessions he's had with him. So he may know something that we don't. Well, Sway says Benavidez versus Bivol. Would love to see that in September, Mexican Independence weekend. Yeah, but I think it's really gonna come down to whatever Bivol wants. You feel what I'm saying? Because from what I understand, Bivol's supposed to be fighting, so we gotta see exactly how he looks. So he's supposed to fight at the end of this month, May 30th. You know what I mean? He's supposed to be fighting out in Russia. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I just don't understand why the WBO being so fucking political. And it's like, oh, we're not gonna sanction the fight in Russia because Russia's still at war with Ukraine. What the fuck that got to do with you, bro? What the fuck that got to do with you? Like, seriously, bro. Y'all niggas be getting in your own way. Y'all weird. You act like that's gonna have an effect on intensifying the war if y'all, oh my God, the WBO sanctioned a fight in Russia. Oh my God, Ukraine and Russia is about to fight even more now. Like, y'all not that fucking important, bro. Y'all niggas is a fucking world title in boxing. If you sanction it, wouldn't anything change, bro? Unless you got some fucking Ukrainian niggas that's, you know, giving y'all bread behind the scenes that y'all covering up. What the fuck going on? The WBO, ain't that shit out in Puerto Rico? Come on, dog. Y'all tripping. Ice guy said I was rooting for Benavidez, but I feel bad Zurdo got his face broken. Yeah. I mean, me personally, there are fights where I feel bad for certain guys, but this will come with the game, man. Like, people die in this shit. People have brain hemorrhages. People fall into comas. People break I've seen motherfuckers with broken ankles, broken arms, torn biceps, orbital bone breaks, hematomas. Bro, we done seen it all in the sport. You know, 2 shut eyes, 1 shut eye, cuts, you know, broken noses, broken jaws. Seen it all, bro. So, like, I even seen a nigga get punched in his chest and it broke his collarbone or some shit. Like, this broken hip bones from body shots, and you know, so I'm accustomed to it. So I'm not gonna say I feel bad for Zurdo. It come with the game, bro. You know what I mean? That was just so malicious, bro. Like, Benavidez. Was shaking his hand, let it be known that was his friend. But he had to do it to him because you was in the way. I just wish a lot more of these guys had that same mentality. Oh, I'll never fight my brother. You know, I'll never fight my brother. Like, our families know each other. Nigga, please. Oh, we'll probably fight, but you're going to have to give us $500 million. Nah, niggas ain't no stars to be. Bro, I don't think there'll ever be a fighter in history that's going to get a $500 million guarantee for one boxing match. Like, just shut up, bro. You need to cut it out with dumb shit. If y'all niggas scared to fight each other, just say that. If y'all don't want to fight each other because y'all feel like y'all got each other's card, just say that. I'm still looking at you like you a clown, but at least you're being honest. You feel me? Dwyer says, I think Bivol is going to fight Better Beef after Efert. Decent comeback fight, and I can't wait for the trilogy. And then finally, more fights from Bivol. I want to see how he performs after that back surgery. Me too, because I've literally heard of fighters who had to retire because of, like, back injuries and shit like that. Ain't that how Dmitry Pirog, that middleweight guy who knocked out Daniel Jacobs, isn't that why he had to retire? He had, like, a bad back injury or something like that. So, and your back is an important part of your body when boxing. You know what I mean? That's responsible for, you know, your upper body movement. You know what I mean? That you literally use your back to fully extend your punches. You know what I mean? When this includes your back when you're turning your jab over, when you're turning your right hand over, when you're throwing your hook. Like, a lot of this shit incorporates your back. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, we're gonna have to see. It's not that much longer, you know what I mean? And, like, a little less than 4 weeks, Dmitry Bivol will be fighting, and we're gonna see exactly what type time he on. Yeah, he said 500 mil payday. That dude had to be an 8-time undisputed champion in 8 different divisions or something. Bro, not even that, bro. You're gonna have to be like as big as Michael Jackson, bro. Like I'm talking about in terms of superstardom. Like people in third world countries gotta know you know who you is. Like you gotta be like Michael Jackson level, bro. Like your fights do 80 million pay-per-view buys or some shit. Like you crazy as shit, bro. You're gonna have to do like 20 million pay-per-view buys to get that type money, bro. Got your rabbit ass mind. With one touch knockout power. Yeah, you damn near gonna have to kill a nigga with one punch. Mm-hmm. Ice guy said those super fast combos Benavidez was hitting them with. Oh my lord, Mizuma, even you was probably shot. Nah, I was surprised at how fast he got Zurdo up out of there, bro. Like 6 rounds for a unified champion in a weight class that you moved up 20 plus pounds to get to, bro. Like that's what you doing. Like that's insane, bro. That's insane. Mark, if Benavidez and Boots were the same size, how could he handle Benavidez' pressure and pace? That would be a banger because one thing Boots going to do, they both got great conditioning. They both got good speed. Damn, that's a good one. That would be a hell of a fucking fight, bro. That would be such a good fight. I really don't know what'll happen. Can David beat Usyk? I think, and I already said, I don't believe so, man. I think heavyweight too much of a stretch for Benavidez. To be honest with you, like we gotta remember, bro. Like he weighed in 196 for the fight, so it looked like he had to eat to get up in weight, or like the weight was just falling off him, so it didn't really make sense to be at the full 200-pound limit. Like that's not his weight. You know what I mean? Like Benavidez is a big boy. You know what I mean? The motherfucker like to eat and all that, but to be real, he a unified cruiserweight champion right now, but he ain't no real cruiserweight. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you. So if he's struggling to make cruiserweight, coming in at 196, what you think his weight gonna be like for heavyweight? He probably come in like 205 or some shit. Like it's just no. David would have to put some type of muscle on to get to heavyweight. And based off his frame, he don't carry much muscle. So yeah, I think heavyweight just a little bit too much for him. Usyk has came in 196 before. Okay. But you got to understand that Usyk, he built himself up to that weight. And then on top of that, this motherfucker, Usyk, was a middleweight in the amateurs. He fought at 165. Y'all don't even know that he fought Sean Porter in the amateurs. Benavidez versus Wilder. He fuck around, beat Wilder ass right now. Nah, man. You say, yo, Mark Resendiz is fucking dirt. I just think Jaime Munguia was too big for him, man. You know, Resendiz, he really a middleweight. I don't know what enticed him to go up to super middleweight. And I guess, you know, he felt like he had to stay there considering he just got a world title there after beating Caleb Plant and all of that. I get it. But Jaime Munguia, man, he take pride in beating up on smaller guys. That's how he got his first world title against Saddam Ali 7 years ago. You know what I mean? When there was a bunch of motherfuckers that was his side, that super middleweight, he ain't want to fight none of them. He ain't want to fight David. He ain't want to fight Plant. He ain't want to fight Charlo. You know what I mean? Don't want to fight none of them big dogs at super middleweight. But you see an undersized Armando Resendiz at the weight class. who beat up on a fucking trash ass version of Caleb Plant, you're like, okay, yeah, I'll fight him. Yeah, I'll fight him. And Jamal, that was supposed to be your opportunity. Jamal Charlo's a fucking embarrassment, bro. I swear to God. He said the only one person being Benavidez is Moses Atama, maybe. Man, keep Benavidez away from heavyweight. I know y'all hype. I know y'all excited right now because of what he just did to Zurdo. Benavidez don't got any business being at heavyweight. You know what I mean? But Resendiz, man, he was feeling Jaime Munguia's power to the point where he was walking Jaime Munguia to the ropes and it wasn't trying to work. Like, he was so worried. Then I seen him, like, getting combinations off and pulling back in a straight line. Like, bro, you that worried about Jaime Munguia power that you're not willing to establish your offense to try to get him up out of here. Like, it was just, I didn't really understand that. But I guess, I don't know. No, maybe Jaime hit him with some shit he wasn't comfortable with. And you seen Jaime hurt him bad in the final round. So maybe, that punching power was a little bit too much for Resendiz. But Resendiz is a small guy. We seen this dude getting stopped at middleweight against young, inexperienced guys. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like you in there with Jaime Munguia, who's a big kid, punches hard, lets his hands go, got decent hand speed and all of that. And the nigga a fucking drug cheat. So it's like, I'm pretty sure that, there's a possibility that might have been in the back of his mind. Oh, he probably juicing. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit that he probably was going up against. He probably got overwhelmed by the size, the hand speed, the power. And I seen Resendiz hurting Jaime Munguia to the body and shit like that. But, Jaime a tough, durable motherfucker, bro. So, I mean, he was able to withstand that. But, Resendiz wasn't busy enough. I mean, he wasn't putting his punches and bunches together. And it cost him. Jaime Munguia looked like he was fatigued too. He was just more resilient. He was just more daring. He took more chances than Resendiz. Mazuma, where does David go on your pound for pound list? It's a good question. We got to rearrange our pound for pound list overall, man, because a lot of shit done changed since we made that list. You feel what I'm saying? Let me see. Where my Google Docs at? Let me see where my Google Docs is at. Yeah. Nigga, stop playing with me. Where's this shit at? There you go. They talking about I gotta purchase the application. Nigga, you got me fucked up, nigga. What are you talking about? Let me see if I pull it up on my phone. They on some bullshit, I ain't gonna lie. Just pay one time and use it a lifetime. No, nigga, that's y'all problem. All y'all bitch ass niggas want money and I'm not giving it to you. Fuck. All right, so the last time we did the pound for pound list, Usyk was number 1. Terrence Crawford was number 2. Inoue was number 3. Dimitri Bivol was number 4. Butterbeef number 5. Bam number 6. Shakur number 7. Haney number 8. Junto number 9. David number 10. Inoue goes to number 1. Inoue goes to number 1. Usyk is number 2. Terrence Crawford is no longer there. So I'm feeling like putting Bivol number 3. Bivol number 3. Probably put Shakur number 4. Probably push Shakur number 4. Bam number 5, maybe. I don't know. At this point, I don't even think Better Beef should be on the pound for pound list. But Benavidez, if I had to put him somewhere, I'd probably put him number 6, number 7. What do you think should be next for Junto Nakatani? Put Nakatani back in the mix ASAP, man. Like, put him in there with a good fight at 122. I mean, there's some good fights that could be made there for him. You know what I'm saying? He coming off of a loss. I don't know. It depends on what his team want to do. Do they want to get him back in the winning column? Do they want to throw him directly back in there in the smoke? Because, look, man, you know, even with him losing it anyway, he's still a top guy, man. You can put him in there. Put him in there with an MJ. Put him in there with a Picasso. You know what I'm saying? Put him in there with somebody who's, you know, recognized. You know what I'm saying? You'll give him one of now you want NUA old opponents. You feel me? There's some other Japanese guys at the weight that he could fight as well. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot that Junto could do. But it just depends on his team's approach. Do they want to get him back in the winning column, get him some little easy work, get him back in the mix, get his name back jumping? Do you want to throw him back in there with the dogs? I think Junto could beat a lot of these guys. How about the motherfucker who just fought today? How about the motherfucker who just got a knockout today? I was looking at him. Jose Tito Sanchez. I watched him knock dude out in the final round. Knocked out Chavez. Y'all motherfuckers, you want to make some money, fight Junto Nakatani. I don't think Junto should move up to 26 just yet. I still think he could do some damage at 22. Have him fight Tito Sanchez. Fuck it. Tito Sanchez beats Junto, he could fight anyway. You know what I mean? It's a good Mexican. Mexico versus Japan. Why not? Figueroa versus Nakatani at 126. That's a good one, but I was looking at Junto on the scale, bro, and it looked like he don't really have to do too much to make 22. So I don't know if he really ready. I feel like he only moved up to 22 just to fight anyway. I don't even think he went over there because he outgrew the weight. I feel like he moved up to 22 because there was an opportunity for him to fight anyway. So I think he just took a fight there, took a fight or two there, and then he was like, you know what? Let's go get this money. That's all he literally had was 2 fights. He fought Sebastian 122, anyway 122. That's all he did. So I think he could be at the weight for a long time, to be honest. They said rematch Sebastian Hernandez. That's a good one too. That fight was a little controversial. I remember one judge had this bullshit ass scorecard where they only gave Sebastian like 2 rounds. You know what I'm saying? It was close. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't mind seeing that rematch neither. It was a good fight. Why not? But it's all about what they want to do. You want to come back, you want to knock somebody off real quick, get a quick dub and get back in the mix. Do you not want to? I mean, Junto, he young, man. He young. It ain't like he like the window closing on him or anything like that. It ain't like he took a lot of punishment against anyway neither. He good. That's crazy. I just looked up Junto age. Me and this nigga was born the same month in the same year. That's funny. He January 2nd. I'm January 11th. Yo, bro, it's something about Capricorns where they always happen to be like great fighters. Like a lot of these fights, like Alexander Usyk, Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Tito Trinidad. Now I'm saying Junto. There was so much more that I saw, but just off top, it was a few. I think Joe Frazier. Ain't Joe Frazier birthday in January too? Yeah, he January 12th. He a day after mine. Ain't that some shit? So Tito Trinidad and George Foreman got the same birthday. They January 10th. I'm January 11th. Joe Frazier January 12th. That's fire. That's fire. Jake Paul. Jake Paul and Ali got the same birthday. I thought it was Usyk and Ali that had the same birthday. I'm from Philly, yeah, I'm from North. How do I think Canelo versus Billy goes? Well, I'm gonna say this, bro. I'm gonna say this. Shout out to Canelo. If this fight actually gets done, if it's finalized, good to go, signed, sealed, delivered. Shout out to Canelo. I'm gonna applaud him because he proved me wrong. I didn't think he was gonna fight somebody like Christian and Billy because this current version of Canelo Alvarez, especially at 168, I mean, don't got the best conditioning, don't really throw too many punches. And for the same reasons that I felt like he wouldn't fight Benavidez, I thought he wouldn't fight Billy in terms of like the conditioning, the work rate, the nonstop combinations. It seems like that's something that Canelo doesn't want to deal with. But maybe, because Canelo's team moves very calculated, they may see something in Christian and Billy's game that they feel like they could take advantage of and ultimately win the fight. They felt like there weren't any holes in this game, they wouldn't take the fight. You know what I'm saying? They not, Canelo closing out his career. He's not really looking for no big fight, big brutal fights where he's going to take a shit ton of punishment. That's not what he in the game for no more. He trying to get this money for the least amount of risk possible, right? So when I heard that Canelo finalizing a deal with Billy, I was like, huh? That's strange. You know what I'm saying? But I think Christian and Billy has everything it takes, unless he can't take Canelo punching power or he get real respectful, get starstruck with Canelo. I think he can outwork Canelo, man. I was watching that Lester Martinez fight not too long ago, bro. This dude's work rate is insane. His conditioning is insane. That's Canelo's kryptonite at 168 pounds, bro. If you force Canelo outside of his pace, he's gonna gas within the first 6 to 7 rounds if you're on him early. So I think Billy has what it takes to beat him. I really do. But he has to outwork him. He has to be aggressive. He has to be physical. You know what I mean? He got to push Canelo back. You got to punch in combinations, punch with bad intentions. You know what I mean? Make Canelo fight. If you make him fight, you know what I mean? He's going to be gasping for air in those first 7 rounds. You could beat him, man. And Billy got to train like his life depend on it, boy. Got to. You know what I mean? Because you got a deteriorated version of Canelo Alvarez coming off of a loss. The oldest he's ever been in his career, obviously. Like, Billy could beat him. If Canelo, unless Canelo hurts Billy or gets his respect some way, somehow, I see Billy beating him. I think that's a bad style for him. And if they fight, I'm going to put money on Billy. I'm literally going to make a bet. Stylistically, that's a tough fight for Canelo at this stage of his career. So there's that. Said the fight is done. They're doing a press of the week of Rico versus Usyk. Crazy. I commend Canelo for that, though, because I thought he was going to duck him. That means that Canelo looked at all the guys that's in line for world titles, because Canelo basically ranked in every sanctioning body coming off of a loss. And was like, he the easiest one. That's how I take it. He seen Osley's. He was like, nope. He seen he seen Armando Resendiz. He's like, let Jaime have it. He's like, let Jaime have it. What else? Who's the other one? I forgot who the other one was. But regardless, because I am getting a little bit tired now. He seen Christian and Billy and was like, that's what my son be doing. Well, no, he saw everybody else and was like, nope. He seen him Billy and he was like, we got him. We fucking got him. Lorenzo said Canelo could lose all rounds versus M. Billy. And I know one judge going to have it 115, 113 for Canelo. He could get smoked 12-0, and then somebody going to have it scored a draw. That's what they did with Floyd. This nigga Floyd schooled Canelo, bro. Smoked him. Majority decision. Like, what, bro? Who saw that fight and gave Canelo 6 rounds? They fired that judge right after that. I think CJ Ross ever judged the fight again after that. That was fucking ridiculous. I know Floyd was behind the scenes like, yo, pack this bitch up, or I'm never gonna fight in Vegas again. They probably was like, oh, yep, CJ, you gotta go. But we got any last questions before we get up out of here, man? Let me know. De La Hoya blessed her with some good dog food. What? Yo. This nigga's crazy. Dua says, Mark, do you think someone who starts boxing at 18 can make it? Absolutely. There's people who started later than 18 that ended up becoming world champions. Did you see Deontay Wilder? Deontay Wilder started boxing in his 20s. Ray Mercer started boxing late. There's so many. I think Earl Spence started boxing when he was around that age. Look what he did. You know what I mean? I think people had this misconception in their mind that if they don't start when they 5, 6, 7 years old, that it's impossible, bro. Go do some research and go look at people that started boxing late and look at what they were able to accomplish. And a lot of these guys accomplished more than people who started boxing when they were 2 years old. So it's like, you know what I mean? As long as you are coachable, as long as you're able to learn, as long as you have the mentality for the sport, you have a chance. You know what I'm saying? You have a chance. And a lot of this shit, and especially in the pros, it comes down to who your team is and what they're capable of doing for you, what strings they're capable of pulling. Because, this shit is a business, so you got to have the proper representation behind you. Sergio Martinez became a lineal champion and started at 19. Yeah, I heard that nigga Sergio was a soccer player. But anyways, man, I hope I answered your question, man. I'm going to get up out of here. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love as always. If y'all could go ahead and hit the like button on the way out, that'd be very much appreciated. I'll be back at y'all with another live tomorrow to continue cooking up on the sport of boxing. Until then, I hope you guys have a blessed, beautiful one. I'm up out of here, man. Peace.